Hey guys, this is Audrey.
And this is Julie.
So, we wanted to basically start a YouTube channel as to review some products that we do have on hand. Maybe to help, somebody out there that is iffy as to wanting to buy a certain product that maybe we have it and we can, give a little review on it as to what we think. So yeah, that's what we're going to basically be doing on this YouTube channel is reviewing makeup products.
Today's video will consist of eyeshadow palettes that we actually own ourselves. The first one being the Jaclyn Hill palette. We also have the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. And we also have the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. Pretty much letting you guys know the textures, the formula, how it feels, price points, what each palette has, what we like about the palette, what we don't like about the palette, things like that. Pretty much our input on these three palettes.
Yeah, and if they're worth buying or, something that you don't really need. But yeah, that's basically what we will be doing today. So our first palette that we will be talking about is the
Jaclyn Hill palette.
Jaclyn Hill palette.
So this is a Jaclyn Hill palette. The Jaclyn Hill palette sells for $38. It has a total of 35 shades, which has mattes, shimmers, satins, foils, and glitters. You can buy this one on Morphe.com. And one of the things that I like about this palette personally is that it has several transition colors. You can do many different looks based on the colors that are on here. I feel like it's an everyday palette.
I as well feel that it's an everyday palette.
It could be your go-to palette. I find myself reaching for it almost on a daily basis because whether you want to do something basic like a day look, you can find it on here. If you want to do a night look, you can also find it on here. So you have your brown, your lights, your browns, your reds, your pinks, your more dramatic smoky eye looks. And if you want to be a little bold or a little adventurous, you have this corner of the palette, which would have blue, purple, green.
Yeah, so I personally as well, find myself reaching for this palette all the time. I use it every day when I go to work. This is something I don't want to scare the customers off. This is something that that's very natural. I mean, it's easy to use. These are all blendable, easy to work with. Like Julie said, if you want to do a little smoky, you got your little smoky colors over here. If you want to add a little pop, you have your colors over here. You want to be a little bit dramatic, but you're a little scared, to be dramatic. You have your wonderful colors right here, the purple, the blue, I want to consider this like a sea green kind of. And then you also have this beautiful, I would say like an army green like an army green color shimmer. It's very beautiful, very nice. And then you do have your pinks over here, for those who are very, on the natural side, who just don't want to look so out there, So yeah, this palette, you can do many things with this palette. This palette is worth the price.
The formula is really good on the eyeshadows. The shimmers, you can also use, wet your brush, and when using the shimmers, the color will pop out more on your eye look. So you can use them dry and you can use them wet on the wet brush. Now, some of the things that I personally don't like for the Jaclyn Hill palette is the packaging. As you all can see, the packaging is white and silver, although it's very pretty. And I believe she had said she did this because these are her favorite colors, white and silver. But to be honest with you, you know, when you're putting on your makeup, when you're playing with makeup, it's not a really good thing to have white packaging because, as you all can see, it gets dirty. I mean, it has spots.
I mean, when you do your makeup, I'm pretty sure you're not like, oh my God, my fingers are dirty. No. So when you're doing your makeup, or if you're like me, I'm always in a rush or trying to get out there as fast as I can. But of course, I want to look fly, you know. So, but I don't worry too much as to, you know, oh shoot, I'm gonna get it dirty, you know. But this is something that is very noticeable, something that you can tell it's dirty. It stains very easily. Something you cannot clean with a wipe. But yeah, I mean, especially if you're a makeup artist, or let's just say, you know, I take it somewhere with me, you know, I don't want people to think that I'm a dirty person because my palette's dirty, you know. But yeah, this is the packaging. It's nice, it's pretty, but I don't think it is suitable for a palette like white. I mean, I don't even wear white clothes, so I mean that tells you right there that I'm dirty. But anyway, but yeah. So another thing that, you know, we wanted to point out is
that the actual palette doesn't have the color names on the palette. So this one here is actually the first one that was released. I know if you go on Morphe.com and order it now, it will have the colors on the packaging, but for the first one that she released, it came with a little postcard that had the colors. I mean, if you're good about it, you'll have it. And
or if you have a good memory, which I don't.
But for the most part, you know, you throw the boxes away, you lose things, you know, especially if you're taking it to travel and things like that. And a lot of the time, I mean, it's not a big deal, but you do want to know what color it is that you're using, because let's say, you know, you do an eye look and they tell you, oh, what color did you use? Let's say they have it as well, they're familiar with it. You can't really say which one. You kind of have to say the third one down on the third row to the left, you know, things
you can
like
easily
that.
point out pool party. See, pool party, I was naming it a sea green. But yeah, things like that. I think, you know, she could have at least put the name at the bottom of the shadow. That way it's easier to pinpoint as to what color, especially for those makeup artists that do tutorials on Facebook. But yeah, I mean, overall, though, the product is there. It's very, I love this palette. This palette is like my go-to. Like I said, like Julie said, this is worth buying, and I'm glad she came out with this palette because honestly, I have yet to find a palette that, you know, that has wowed me in like, oh my God, I gotta wear this every day.
Anywhere from the price point to the amount of shades that it has, it's very affordable, it's very doable, because it has so many shades. $38 is not bad at all. I wouldn't mind buying. And we did do several purchases on this for Christmas, for gifts and things like that. So I would really recommend this one. This is like a definitely must-have if you're a beginner. I mean, even if you're a makeup artist, this is one that you would want to have in your collection.
Most definitely. I think this palette is like for those, you know, who are stuck on their old days, you know, wearing those warm brown colors, but have yet to come to the adventurous side, and, you know, maybe one day they want to experiment with these. But yeah, no, this is a really good palette. Overall, I give this 5 stars.
I would also give it a 5 stars.
On product wise, packaging wise, I would probably give it a 3 because she could have done better, I feel.
Yeah, agreed. All right, guys, so moving on to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. As you all know, this is one of the newer palettes. Yes. So pretty.
We were so excited when this one came out because, girl, when they first leaked, you know, they're like, oh, we're coming out with a new, we're like, oh my God, you know.
You wonder what.
And then they said, oh, that's false information. And then they came out, oh yes, we do have a palette. Somebody leaked our shit, you know? So, yes, this palette is beautiful.
So this one retails or sells at $42. It has a total of 14 shades. It has mattes and glam shimmer. And you can find this one at your local Sephora. We actually got ours at the Harlingen Sephora. Shout out to our girl Alex. She's the beauty leader there.
She recommended this palette. Of course, we had to buy it. She's actually recommended several other products that we will share with you guys in other videos. But this one, OMG, like this palette, it is just so beautiful. Like, this is a must-have palette too as well.
So this one thing that I really like of this one, or on this one, is the packaging. So as you all can see, it has a velvet, which all of their palettes actually have this finish, the velvet feel, the Anastasia ones. And it also has a mirror. That is always a plus when it comes to an eyeshadow palette, because you don't need to be picking it up and putting it down and, you know, having to find that mirror, which we know we all have tons of mirrors, but always a plus to have a mirror on the packaging. It also comes with the double-sided brush, which looks like this. Double-sided. So as you all can see, on one side you have the blending side, which is used for your transition colors, and on the other side I would use it for a packing brush,
or even the outer of your eye.
Yeah,
when you're trying to do that smoky eye, I think this is very perfect as well. Or under the eye, when you're trying to add color under your eye.
So more of like a precision application, and then of course the blending application. So always a plus.
It's always a plus when you have the best of both worlds.
Right.
When you got your mirror and you got a brush, because sometimes you forget those brushes at home or whatever the case is. This comes inside the palette, so that is a huge plus.
Now this one also, guys, I think is everyday palette. Me personally, I like to do basic looks, but I always like to put that extra oomph in it, like with glitter. And as y'all can see, this one has several different glitters, which are so pretty. The formula on these mattes and shimmers is a very workable formula. It transitions beautifully. Even if you're a beginner, you can use it. Very, very workable. You can also do day looks and night looks on this one. It has a few for adventurous looks, like if you want to go extra bold, you can do that. But if you want to stay soft, of course you can do that as well.
Yeah, this one's very angelic. I would honestly consider this palette for a newcomer. Somebody like my sister who's 14 years old, who wants to be a grown-up already, but you know how that goes. Anyway, well, this palette would be just for her because she's very light complected, so the colors don't look too dark on her. So these are very angelic, I think, very beautiful, very soft. Then you do have your black. Every palette has to have a black in there just in case you want to go a little bit smoky. But oh my god, look at these beautiful glitter shimmers. These are so beautiful, and they apply really nicely on the skin.
Yes, you can also use the shimmers with a wet brush to make them pop even more. So it gives like a brighter shimmer if you wet your brush.
And a huge plus is that it has the names under the shadow. So you have Dusty Rose, you have Tempera, you have glistening, you have fairy, which is very beautiful. It is so pretty. Then you have orange soda, which does look like Sunkist. Then you have your burnt orange, which does look like a burnt Cheeto. Then you have this beautiful rose pink. OMG. And what is that color? Sultry? Sultry. That one is very beautiful. I mean, this does not do justice at all. I mean, if you actually get your hands on one of these palettes, you will know what we're talking about. Then you have sienna, rustic, which looks like your basic medium brown.
Beautiful transition color.
Then you have cypress umber. Then you have your bronze, which is a beautiful gold. OMG.
I think this one's the most glamorous on this.
Yes. Then you have your mulberry, which is always a plus to have that maroon shade in there. And then, of course, like I said, your black. Noir. So, yeah, this palette.
So, a little bit on what I personally don't like on this palette. Not too much, but the price point on it is a little on the high end or the pricier side. As I mentioned earlier, it does retail for $42. So, I mean, for the amount of shades, it's a little pricey. But I will say that it is worth it.
Yes. So, I could speak for both of us when I say this. Anastasia has yet to disappoint us, I would say. We have many products actually on Anastasia. Now, which really I think matters the most would be the palettes, the eye palettes. We have the other palettes as well, but we wanted to really focus on this one since it's the newest one. So yeah, I mean, Anastasia in general, their products are just amazing. Even though they're a little bit pricey, but they are worth buying, and they last you a very long time as well. So there's never really a disappointment. I mean, I think in overall, every product's gonna have that one thing that they could have done better on, but this one is just it's pretty, it's amazing. I mean, other than it does not have, you know, adventurous colors in there where, you know, you like if you want to have that pop of a color like adventurous, you can't palette. Yeah, so this, like we said, this is like, I would consider this like for somebody, you know, that doesn't like to go on the bold side, doesn't like to stick out, they just want to be natural but have a little pop of color, of shimmer. Pop of shimmer, or what have you not. Right. So yeah, but this is really worth buying, I think.
Yes, agreed. I would give it a ratings of a 5.
I would also give this ratings of a 5.
And the packaging,
and the packaging is also a 5. Yes.
All right, guys. So moving on to our last palette, the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette.
So, if y'all know me, this is Audrey. I love Jeffree Star, okay? I mean, he always comes out with something that is just a must-have. Like, from packaging to product, he's always, you know, trying to get the best thing out there, and he has yet to disappoint me in any way. I feel that packaging is in everything, but when you also have a product that's everything, that just gives you like a 10-star rating right there. Like, that's just me personally.
True.
Julie?
Very true.
Very true.
Now this one, guys, retails at $45. It has mattes and metallics, and it has a total of 10 shades. But as you can see, the pans on this are bigger than most. Another plus on this one is it's vegan and cruelty-free.
Yes.
And you can find this one on JeffreeStarCosmetics.com. So going into our pros, or the things that we like about this specific palette, like Audrey was talking about or mentioning, the packaging on this is stunning. It's so pretty. It's a hot pink. For those of you that know Jeffree Star, his favorite color is hot pink. So of course his first palette had to be hot pink. The packaging is very sturdy. Another plus, as we mentioned earlier, is the mirror.
Yes.
The mirror on that. It's not just the mirror, it has the detailing around the mirror.
This is like a big mirror, guys. This is a really big mirror. So this is always a plus, the mirror. Now what's even a bigger plus is when you get more product. So even though this is retailing at $45 and it has only 10 shades, you're getting a lot of product. So honestly, like, I want to say this is compared from the Anastasia palette and the Morphe palette, this is like 4 shades in one pan. They're really big, and I really love the fact that the names are on there as well. You know him, he comes up with these weird ass names for his freaking products, but hey, you know, it works. It's what speaks. But anyway, the pan sizes are really big. I think you get your money's worth when it comes to his palettes. Now these colors are just amazing. I had swatched them earlier. I don't remember which ones they were, but I'm just giving you a little, you know.
Of course, the video doesn't do justice, but it has a very good variety on color.
Yes, variety on colors.
They're more of fall colors, but it has different, like that orangey, it has a brown, it has blues, it has greens, purples, reds.
So this palette, honestly, I would really only consider it, you know, more for the fall, I would say. I think personally, unless you're wanting just to wear that one color on your eyelid.
It's more for bold looks.
Yeah, it's more on the bold side because, you know, these colors are dark. I have yet to try to match them together, which I personally don't know. But anyway, all these colors are really nice.
It's definitely not an everyday look palette.
Yeah.
Because like we were mentioning, it's more of a night, like if you're gonna go out, do a smoky, more of a bold look palette.
Yeah. And you know Jeffree, he's dramatic, so there you go. The dramatic palette, dramatic Jeffree, of course. You know, this is for a dramatic look, fashionably dramatic. But anyway, yeah, so this is overall, you know, I would give it a 5 stars as well, me personally, only because packaging and product is there. Like, it's just there. Cruelty free is always a plus too, because you know, don't harm those animals out there, you know.
Right.
But yeah, and this is worth your money. This is $45. I know it's only $3 more than the Soft Glam, but I mean, you get this. I mean, you don't get a brush, but
pluses like the mirrors and the pan sizes is what significantly stands out to me on this particular palette. So I would also rate it out of 5, packaging wise and palette wise.
So that kind of wraps up this video for today. Like we said, we're gonna take it slow. I mean, we have many palettes, many makeup products to review. I mean, don't get us wrong, we are not experts, nor do we try to be experts. We're not professional, nor do we try to be professionals. We are learning as we go, and I'm pretty sure all expert professionals are also learning as well. I mean, not everybody reacts the same way to certain palettes, certain makeup products than other people. But yeah, I mean, this is just, you know, a little brief opinion, or
as we mentioned in the beginning of the palette, it's our personal opinion on the palettes. It's what we think of the palettes. It's not what everybody will say about the palettes, but just a little bit of our opinion, a little bit of our input in regards to these 3 palettes.
So again, we have the Jaclyn Hill palette, which you can find on Morphe.com. Then we have the Anastasia, which you can buy online as well, but we recommend you go to the Sephora in Harlingen JCPenney. As for Alex, she will help you with anything that you need. If it's not just finding a perfect palette, finding a perfect foundation that fits your face, skin products, anything that has to do with your face, she knows. So go look for her. Her name's Alex. Again, Alex. She's the Sephora lead in our Harlingen JCPenney. She will help you out. And then we have Jeffree Star, which if you do not know Jeffree Star, I hope you go and research him, because he has his Instagram, which is instagram.com, Jeffree Star Cosmetics. He does YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/Jeffree Star. And he also has Snapchat. You just gotta search that, Jeffree Star. And yeah, he has a Snapchat, and he does his daily reviews as well.
So let us know, guys, what you think about this video. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, if it was helpful to you, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Even if you didn't like it, let us know.
I mean, we're here to learn, just as we're here to help you guys. Maybe you guys don't know certain things that we do, vice versa. Help a sister out. All right, guys.
That's all we have. Thank you for watching, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.